Hey guys, well first off, there are two things I need to preface this video with. One is an apology if you were expecting a reaction episode today. Through various reasons, I have been unable to get one finished for tonight. I apologise for that. And that has, however, given me the opportunity to do something you won't see happening very often on this channel, and that is to be serious. This is about that subject, and the second preface I need to make on this video is that this is not in defence of Toon Critic or his actions. This video, Guilty Until Proven Innocent, is completely separate because those actions have been proven and admitted, as the evidence going around the community shows. So that is not innocent until proven guilty, that is guilty. The subject today, guilty until proven innocent, is going to be A, in general, and B, specifically towards the rest of that crew. The problem I have with what's gone on, other than the obvious problem that everyone should have with what's gone on, the problem I have with the whole thing is that since it's come out, everybody is out for blood. And while some may say, you know, that's fair game, unfortunately it's not. As I say, I am not defending Toon Critic or his actions, but that is why we have a justice system. Okay, sometimes it's not perfect. I've been a victim of the justice system myself, not even remotely similar to this situation. Mine was a vehicle accident where I got blamed even though it wasn't my fault. But we do have a justice system that we need to leave these things to now. From what we know, the evidence has been handed over to the authorities. It's in their hands now. There's nothing else we can do about it. Mob justice doesn't work. It gets out of hand too easily. The other issue is that the blood everyone is out for, as I say, is not just his. It's the whole crew's. And yes, some of that crew did know what he had done and what he was like. And they kept it secret, which, at least on the surface, was obviously the wrong thing to do. If you know information like that about someone, and I'm not going to go into detail on it, there's enough detail about what he did going around, you don't need to look hard to find it. But if you know that sort of information about someone that they knew towards the end, you should report it immediately. But the problem is, sometimes when you're in a close-knit community like that, a close-knit crew like that, those lines blur. And you still sometimes don't want to believe that someone is capable of that, even if you've seen the evidence. And as they said in the call, sometimes you want to give them the chance to put it right, even if that means turning yourself in. So yes, what they did was not the right thing to do, but they had their reasons for doing it. Admittedly, a lot of that reason did seem from the call to come down to their careers, which again is understandable. If someone has done something that's going to harm your career, potentially destroy it, you're going to be in turmoil as to what to do. So I'm not going to defend what they did, but they had their reasons. Whether you want to bay for their blood, well, I can't stop you, but time and justice will sort itself out for them. The third tier, unfortunately, is where we do come to guilty until proven innocent, because that crew is a large crew, and there will be people in that crew who either had no idea what was going on, or they will have been told it's nothing to worry about, we're dealing with it, by people who are higher up in the hierarchy. Or they will have heard it and thought, oh no, it's, you know, I know him too well, it can't possibly be that. Sometimes in a company or a group or a community or a collective, you hear things about someone that you don't want to believe because you know them. The problem is that if you don't know them as well as you think you do, then these things can turn out to be true, and it looks like you were hiding what they did. And there are people in that crew who have been hounded, who have suffered by people accusing them, saying, "Why didn't you come forward? You must have known." And, well, no, they may not have known. To assume that they knew, to assume that they were guilty by association, that steps on the whole foundation of any civilised legal system, any civilised justice system. So I guess what I'm trying to say boils down to, just because someone is a part of that crew doesn't mean they knew, doesn't mean they were complicit in hiding it. We shouldn't be baying for blood at this point. The justice system is going to extract that. The authorities have apparently already been shown what they need. What we need to do now is support the victims of what has happened. And yes, I do certainly mean the people who have suffered at the hands of this man, but I also mean the people who are suffering indirectly because of his actions. I've seen people saying, well, I'm no longer subscribing to such and such because they were a part of that crew. They knew. And they kept quiet. Well, unfortunately, what you're doing there, yeah, okay, maybe they knew. Maybe they knew and they kept it quiet. Or maybe they are suffering just as much as anyone else because someone they thought they trusted, someone who was in their community, has committed this heinous act. And what they need now is not people hounding them, accusing them, baying for their blood, but supporting them and saying, we're here for you. We still trust you. You can come back from this. Because if we break down from that into hounding people over something that we don't know for certain that they knew, well, might as well abandon the mantle of humanity and go and live in the woods now, hunting with pointy sticks and rocks. Unfortunately, that does seem to be becoming the mantle of humanity, is the guilty by association and the abandonment of innocent until proven guilty. Don't get me wrong, if it turns out that these people did know, and evidence comes to light that they knew, and that they knowingly and deliberately swept it under the carpet, that they were complicit in keeping it quiet purely for their own security, then yeah, I'm sorry, but you had your chance to do the right thing and you didn't. And then you are guilty. Until we know that, that is when we need to support them. Because if just one innocent person suffers because of their association with a monster who they may have known nothing about, then that's one too many. Well, I don't want to run on too long on this subject, because there's plenty of information out there about it. Obviously, I'm not saying that my opinion is the only one worth watching. You go out there, you make your own opinions, but if you have got the choice between victimising someone who may have known nothing or supporting someone who may have known nothing, I beg you to offer them your support, offer them a shoulder to cry on, offer them a sounding board to scream against the injustice that they are being punished for something they didn't know, something they had nothing to do with. Again, sorry for rambling on, sorry for sticking my oar into a subject which I'm not even really peripheral to. I mean, I admit that in the creation community I am a smudge of dust on a pawn on the checkerboard, on the table, in the mansion, on the planet, which is a speck of dust flying through space. But I still don't want to see anyone suffer, even if there's a chance that suffering is unjust. So yeah, I am sorry if you're expecting a reaction episode today. There are a number of reasons I can't bring one to you, most of them technical, but one also that I wanted to bring you this with my input on the whole subject, and I know this video isn't likely to be seen by many, if any, but if in doing this I can protect one innocent person, then even if I get shunned for it, I'm willing to make that sacrifice. Well, hopefully I'll see you again soon, and until next time, be supportive. Show everyone that we can be more than just a baying mob. See you next time, guys.